Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, March 7, 2023. My name is Matt. 24. It's 2024. My name is Matt, and this is your Daily Crypto News. You can email me at matt@dailycryptonews.net. Let's get straight into it. So, cryptocurrency fund Pantera Capital is seeking fresh capital to purchase discounted Solana from the FTX estate. So apparently they're looking at the opportunity to buy around $250 million worth of SOL at a 39% discount below the 30-day average price of $60. Let me say that again. $250 million worth of SOL at a 39% discount below the 30-day average price of $60. Solana is trading at around 140 today. It's absolutely melt your face off FOMO. Why would anybody sell this to Pantera? I don't understand. SOL is one of the top performing tokens in 2023, up around 600%. And so, can I get some of that? Can I get some of that discounted SOL? 40% below $60? Can I get some $40 SOL, please? I will shake every piggy bank I have in the house to try to pick up a couple. Why would anybody agree to sell Pantera Capital this Solana? I don't understand. And of course, Pantera Capital would obviously take that deal because it's amazing. You could turn around and just sell it on the market. Why wouldn't the FTX estate just sell it OTC or even just transfer it to Kraken or Coinbase or wherever and sell it? I don't understand why this would happen. If anybody else knows and understands the economics or the incentives behind this, let me know. Matt@dailycryptonews.net. Speaking about selling cryptos, we've talked about the Kimchi Premium here on the show. And the Kimchi Premium is a term that refers to the difference between crypto tokens in South Korea and everywhere else. Well, Bitcoin has a pretty hefty Kimchi Premium right now. It reached a 27-month high of 10.32% for Bitcoin. Bitcoin broke its previous all-time high and popped up over or around $69,000. You could take that $69,000 Bitcoin if you bought it here in the US and you have a Korean passport and an account on Upbit in South Korea. You could have just moved it right over to Upbit and sold it there for around $73,000. And technically, I think, I've never done this, but you could just do that all day long. Buy $69,000 Bitcoin in the United States, move it to Upbit, sell it there, convert it to USDC, move it back to the US, and arbitrage all day long. And if you have $1 million laying around, you can make quite a bit of money just doing that, I guess, right? That's how it works. I mean, obviously, there's going to be fees and taxes and so on and so forth. Has anybody listening actually done this? Let me know, please. Worldcoin, as you know, Worldcoin is this orb thing that scans your irises and gets your bio data, and it's made by OpenAI's founder, Sam Altman. Well, it's now banned in Spain for up to 3 months as the country's data protection watchdog continues to investigate this project. The protection agency is the AEPD and announced that it ordered a precautionary measure against Tools for Humanity Corporation, or Worldcoin. The AEPD has received several complaints against the company about insufficient information, the collection of data from miners, and the fact that consent cannot be withdrawn, among other infringements. So basically, you give them their data, and you go, oh, you know what, I don't want you to use my data anymore, and they say, nah, you're SOL. The agency ordered the project to cease the collection and processing of personal data and stop using the information that it already collected from Spanish citizens. Is anybody surprised by that? The whole orb thing is totally weird, but people are doing it because people are getting paid to get their irises and eyeballs scanned. It looks like we have a solution to BlockFi and FTX. You see, they reached an agreement in principle with the two estates. A Wednesday court filing details the terms of this settlement, under which BlockFi will receive a total of $874.5 million in claims against FTX and Alameda Research. Of this, the $185.2 million of this claim on the value of BlockFi's assets on FTX exchange, and around $689.3 million is a claim against BlockFi's loans to Alameda. $250 million will be treated as a second claim and prioritize payment to BlockFi after FTX's plan to end the bankruptcy is approved by creditors. So BlockFi, they filed for bankruptcy shortly after FTX collapsed, citing that collapse as the big reason for its insolvency. And at the time, BlockFi had around $355 million worth of assets on FTX and around $671 million in loans to Alameda. You guys remember last week we were talking about Runestone? Was it earlier this week or was it last week? I think it was last week. Things start to get all jumbled for me. And it was the largest inscription in a block in Bitcoin's history. and it was an NFT ordinal project called Runestone, like I just said. Well, it's up for auction, and it's so far the highest bid for it is around $17,261. The auction ends in around a day. It ends tomorrow. And so if you want to scoop up this Runestone NFT on auction, it's being auctioned on Ord City Marketplace. So what happens to the proceeds after you give them all your money for this ordinal inscription? Well, 100% of these proceeds are going to go to cover Bitcoin network fees for the Runestone airdrop initiative. And this is from Leonidas. And apparently, and this is one thing I found kind of interesting, is Leonidas is being called an NFT historian. When did that become an occupation, a profession, a job? NFT historian. I guess we need historians of all shapes and sizes, right? But this is a first for me. Bitcoin ETF has collectively absorbed around $8.5 billion of net inflows. And that's even when you consider the offset by the massive outflows of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. The Bitcoin ETFs are rivaling like big ETFs, like the S&P 500 and gold. And it keeps just going up. So it looks like Bitcoin is going to be the most popular ETF if this trend continues by the end of the year. Kind of related but unrelated, and this is in the same news thing because I didn't want to make them two different news kind of like categories. But Klaus Schwab tweeted about the sell wall at $69,000. So when Bitcoin hit $69,000, it went straight down around 12%. Why? Because there was a huge sell wall there. Everybody who thought, hey, when this goes back up to its all-time high, either you bought there and you want to break even, or people just said, hey, I'm going to take it because I know there's going to be a sell-off at 69. They put their sells for their Bitcoin at $69,000. Klaus Schwab, if you guys want to look at this on YouTube, showed a heat map of where the sells are, and they're right at $69,000. There's a huge sell wall at $69,000. But here's the thing. It's at 69. It's at 69, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when you get past 70, if you can get people to eat that up all the way to 70, it seems as though you're not going to stop Bitcoin all the way up until 80. And so if we can pass that $69,000, I don't know, 69, let's call it 69.9, and pop over that 70, then we're just straight up, it seems, to around 80. I promise you people are going to be moving their sells, and 80 is going to be a big wall to get through. And so will 90. And 100, I think 100 is going to be bounced off of multiple times just because of the, I guess, psychological aspect of $100,000 Bitcoin. But take a look at that heat map and you'll see that it seems as though sky might be the limit after we break an all-time high. And our old boy, we're going to call him old boy, Gary Gensler. He refused to say whether Ethereum is a security or not. And he said on any of these crypto tokens, it's about the facts and circumstances to whether the investing public is anticipating a profit based on the efforts of others. And he said that we have filings in front of us for an Ethereum ETF, so he's not going to comment. And that is the right answer. Do not comment on your Ethereum ETF. Do not comment of the things that are in front of you right now. Make a decision and stick with it. We'll see what he decides in May if an ETF is approved or not. However, I wish he was a little bit more diplomatic before and in the past when it came to Bitcoin. Obviously, he never called Bitcoin a security, but he did not do the crypto community any favors over the years. Now, let's see if the market's doing us favors in those crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And the time is 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fear of greed is at 88 extreme greed. And we have to quote the Ferengi rules of acquisition. Rule number 10, greed is eternal. And of course, one of my personal favorites, number 1, once you have their money, never give it back. The first rule of acquisition. Bitcoin is sitting at, if you know, you know. Bitcoin is sitting at $67,431, up 0.8% in 24, up 7% in 7. Ethereum's at $3,824, up 0.3% in 24, still up 10.2% in 7. Tether's number 3. Binance is at, $448. Wow, up 6.5%. And Melt Your Face FOMO is right here. Guys, if you just bought this like 2 days ago when I said BTFD, you would have got it at $123. It's up 15.3%. Solana, it's at $147.40. I just almost said 147.4. I mean, I guess I could have, but whatever. Anyway, rounding off the top 10, we have XRP, USDC, Cardano, Doge, and SHIB, the meme coins, the doggy coins, just sitting there, taking up the 9 and the 10 spot. SHIB is down 9%, and Doge is down around 2.5%. But SHIB is up 130% in 7, and Doge is up 21%. So we're doing okay. Total market cap is at 2.55 trillion, which is up 2% in 24. We have a Bitcoin dominance of 52.2 and an ETH dominance of 18.1. And that was our show today. I'll see you tomorrow for Asia Focus with Sarah Kwan. Till then, with Sarah Kwan. And until then, happy hodling, everyone.